Trump's biggest problem isn't the Democrats anymore. Now, for years, Donald Trump has fought Democrats a lot. Now, the media, prosecutors, and political opponents. That's basically nothing new. His supporters expect it, and critics expect it totally. Look, but now something unusual is absolutely happening in the White House. The people pushing back against Donald Trump aren't just Democrats anymore. Some of them are Republicans. I mean, a lot of them just getting against. Now, that could become a much bigger problem than most people honestly realize. Now, think about it for a second. Donald Trump returned to power promising to shake up Washington, right? And secure the borders, completely reshape how the federal government works. He wanted to do that, and millions of Americans voted for that exactly same promise. But governing is something very different from campaigning. It's totally different. Basically, when you're running for your office, you can make promises a lot. So when you're in office, you need Congress. That's where the things get so complicated and is totally black and white. So recently, cracks have started between Donald Trump and some Republicans lawmakers, not because they suddenly became Democrats, not because they stopped supporting conservative policies. No, not at all. But because politics is ultimately all about power. So many Republican senators are now looking ahead to future elections, their own political career, and the interest of their states. That's weird. Now, that doesn't always line up perfectly with Donald Trump, what he wants. Now, that's probably creating a lot of tension behind the scenes. Now, the question isn't where the Republicans support Donald Trump. Most still do, but the real question whether they'll support him every single time he demands something. Now, that's the important thing, because those are two very different things if you really think for a second. Now, for years, Donald Trump's greatest strength has been his influence over the Republican base, right? And he was really happy with that. But if a politician challenged him, there was usually a political cost. But influence is not just the same thing as a control. No. And some Republicans appear to be testing those limits, and they're just getting frustrated. Now, Donald Trump's supporters will argue this is absolutely normal. No president gets everything whatever they want. And that's true. Every administration faces resistance, right? And that's normal. Now, every president fights battle inside their own party. That's absolutely kind of a little normal. But every president with a huge victories eventually run into political realities. But think about this. Donald Trump's entire brand is built just on one thing: strength. It's built on the image that gets the thing absolutely done instantly. And he bends Washington to his will instead probably of other way around. So when members of his own party politically disagree with him, it creates a perception problem, not necessarily a policy problem. No, a perception problem I'm talking about. And in politics, especially, perception matters the most as much as the reality. So meanwhile, Donald Trump's critics see this as a sign of Republicans are finally drawing boundaries. Now, they also argue that some lawmakers are becoming very uncomfortable with the level of influence Donald Trump has over the party. So whether that's true remains to be seen. Now, because we've heard predictions about Donald Trump's political downfall before a lot of times, like so many times. Almost all of them were absolutely wrong, not true. So Trump has survived scandals, investigation, impeachments, court battle, and endless prediction that his political career was absolutely finished to the dust. Yet somehow he keeps coming back more stronger than ever, which is why this moment is so interesting. So the story isn't really about one particular bill. It's not about one vote. No, it's not even about one disagreement inside the party. The bigger the story is whether Trump's influence inside the Republican Party is as strong as it was before, or whether we are beginning to see the first signs of the shifts. Well, honestly, nobody knows the answer yet. Not even the media, not even the political analysts. No, they don't know the answer. Yes, they can just guess, but not the answer. Not even the Democrats, not even the Republicans. But we do know is this: the next few months could reveal something really important about American politics. Totally important. Now, can Donald Trump still move the entire Republican Party in whatever direction he chooses? Let's see what happens. Or probably Republican leaders starting to make it very clear that supporting Trump doesn't mean following every single demand, whatever he wants. Now, that's the battle right now happening behind the scenes. And it's getting into chaos, it's changing into chaos. And depending on how it plays out, it could shape out only Trump's presidency, but also the future of the Republican Party itself. But remember, the most dangerous challenge is for any political leader isn't opposing for their enemies. No, it's losing influence among the allies, their own allies. And that's exactly the question Washington is quietly asking today, right now. So whether Donald Trump can beat Democrats or not, but whether he can keep Republicans united behind him, that's And the answer may determine everything that comes next. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What's really happening behind the scene? Is he falling into chaos, or probably he will come back more stronger than before? Thank you. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. Thank you.